Hi guys, Mr. Rolf Salty Golden here. No nonsense guide on how to get to the Sunken City / Cosmic Ocean in Spelunky 2. Just a quick side note before we begin, definitely pause your run and watch the review. Don't pause it and then do a step and then pause it and do another step, because that way it just gets, it's a long guide and it's a long process. I do give tips along the way to help you reach certain parts. Watch all of it, basically iterated the first thing. And if you're going for the secret ending and going to complete this guide, definitely go for the secret ending first. Do not go to Cosmic Ocean, because you really don't get anything for going to the Cosmic Ocean. At least with the secret ending, you get something on your first completion of it. But for the Cosmic Ocean, you don't really get anything. You just get a journal entry for the achievement, but you get a character unlock for the secret ending. So definitely go for the secret ending if you haven't gotten it already. Go for it first. Do not go for Cosmic Ocean. So to get the secret ending in Spelunky 2, you need to find the Yuja Eye. Now the Yuja Eye is locked behind a chest in a little cave, and to unlock that chest you need a golden key, which is found throughout the level in either 1-2 to 1-3, in between those two levels. In those levels you will find a carved out section where there is a little wooden structure, a little wooden hut, and the cave should be there with 2 ladders descending down to either end, left or right, and use the gold key in the chest in that room, and you should get Yuja Eye. Now, the thing is that you can't take the chest outside, so you can't grab the chest and then run out and find the key. You actually have to bring the key to the little wooden structure in order to unlock the chest. But after you've grabbed the Yuja Eye, proceed to the boss area, and you're on to the second step. Next step is to choose the area that you want to go to. Personally, I go to Volcana, but some people go to the jungle because there's a lot more supplies there, and you just get more money and get a jetpack. But so I divided the two into lists of risks, benefits, and want to go there. So for the jungle, you'll want to go there if you need supplies, you have a lot of money, or you have some sort of flight gear already, like a jetpack, telepack, hover pack, or booster pack, because in Volcana, the lava or fire magma guys will make your jetpack and other flight gear explode, because flight gear is flammable now. The risks of the jungle, bear traps are a big one. Bear traps, one shot, they're super hard to detect, but there's a little gold piece now, so you should be able to see them, but still, you're gonna be really observant of them, so be careful of that. Curse from Tiki Cavemen. Curse is almost in every level, but these witch doctor guys, they have a little skull flying around. If you get hit by it, you get cursed, which will instantly down your 1 heart. Another risk would be spirit traps in the jungle. This can be said for both Volcana and the jungle, for they both have that really annoying trap, but it's still a risk nonetheless. In the jungle, they have these little spirit traps. They function the same as the Tiki traps in Spelunky HD, except in Spelunky 2 they can hit in all 4 directions, so definitely be careful of where you're stepping on, and keep an eye out for that skull. That's how you identify these spike traps. Benefits though of the jungle, you get a lot of supplies from the black market, and plus it's safer for jetpacks and telepacks, etc. Excluding night levels from Tiki guys having torches, they can throw you and you're dead. So on to Volcana. Volcana has, if you want to go to Volcana, you have enough supplies. You have little to no money or good money. And you have no flight gear, because you get Vlad's cape at the end if you find his lair. The risks though is that lava is a one-shot. There's giant pools of lava everywhere. There's those lava mander guys that spit lava at you, which is sometimes really hard to dodge if you're cornered. Yeah, but fire, flight gear, if like you have a jetpack and you don't want to go to jungle. Fire is a biggie, because there's a lot of fire in Volcana from the little imp guys dropping the little magma guys on you. Magma guys just running around, and lava, one shot. The boss fight versus Vlad is pretty tricky. He can telefrag you, but if you save Van Horstling, you should be fine. He's just one shot. The benefits though is you get free flight gear. Vlad's cape is really good because it doesn't explode when exposed to a fire source. You get a chance of supplies in Vlad's temple. whatever. And you get 4 hired hands for Kali if Kali spawns in the next level, and if the hired hands survive transport through to the next level. So after all that spiel, you choose the area of your choice. I'll go over both areas if you go either way, but choose the area of your choice, and we're on to the third step. Third step would be to obtain the crown / headgear of your choosing. If you go to the jungle, your objective here is to find the black market. The black market is detected with the Yuja Eye, because the Yuja Eye will make like a pinging sound, like a sonar, and it'd be like, and you'll be able to find it. It's hidden off behind some blocks. You can find it in one doors, what you call it, the little cave things. You can find it in there, but if you don't, you have to find it by blowing up blocks, and the jungle or the black market entrance will be behind some blocks. After that, the head jet is $40,000. You can buy whatever you want, but if you don't have enough, you're gonna have to rob him, because that's the next part of the step. But yeah, for Volcana, the step is to grab Vlad's crown, which is, it's anchored up to a giant drill where you actually need the Yuja Eye. You will lose the Yuja Eye in return to drop the drill down to the bottom of the level to get entrance to Vlad's temple. And Vlad will be there. You don't have to kill Vlad, but Vlad will drop his cape, which is a really good piece of flake gear, and his crown will be on his little statue right above him, or right below him. So yeah. And just a little side note, that in the jungle and in Volcana, a shop will spawn that has Toon. She's like a little witch, like thief-looking lady, and she'll offer you this challenge, which is, I believe, is the Moon Challenge. And it's basically you go down with the Matok, and you have to mine down. And if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean, you need to find a bow in there called Han Yui's bow, which is an exclusive bow. It's basically just red with a blue arrow in it. So you need to find that bow and take that with you if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean, but only if you've beaten the secret ending, because that unlock is really cool. I would recommend doing that. So grab the bow and go to the Almac fight. So after you have traversed either the jungle or Volcana, you will get to the Almac boss fight. Now, the Almac boss fight is a bit different in that he has 3 phases instead of just 1, like in the regular Spelunky. His first phase is essentially old Almac, where you just have to take him out left or right. His second phase, however, is pretty difficult now, because he shoots bombs. He floats up and shoots bombs out of his head, and now actually they just updated the game to where you have to stand under him instead of actually just riding on top of his head and making him clear a path out. Hey everyone, a future editor, Salty Cookin here, and they have actually updated Almac a 3rd time. Now his phases, I believe, from what I've seen, Almac shoots Almac shoots bombs in sets of 3, and then he will stop shooting bombs, which means you'll have to knock him down from the sky. I actually haven't played the game since the update. I've been just really busy making this video, so I haven't really had a chance to test any methods out, but I've been watching a few strategies from a couple of people. One of the guys I watched is Headgear. He makes really cool Spelunky 2 videos right now. I've been watching a lot of him recently, so if you want a good Almac boss fight strategy, definitely go check him out. But yeah, continue on past Zach. Or fuck, something cooking. His levitation orbs were actually reduced to 1 health too, so it's actually easier to knock him down out of the sky. So yeah, just sit under him and you can clear a path down to the 3rd level. Now the 3rd level is essentially like old Almac again, except this time he shoots UFOs out of his head after 2 smashes of you running under him and smashing. And be mindful though, because these UFOs, they will explode if they make contact with something, and if you have a flammable piece of flight gear, you're done for. So just clear a path however you would like to, and Almac will fall down in the lava, and there will be a bunch of cave doors, cave entrances on the bottom. You're gonna have to jump on Almac's head and gain entrance to the cave through Almac. Now, Almac has a weird placement. He doesn't always land on a specific cave door. He can land in the middle of 2 cave doors. So in that case, you're gonna have to really lean to the right or the left and just spam RB in order to gain entrance. It is a bit finicky, but you're just gonna have to do your best. Sometimes even Almac will just not even land on any at all, and the run will be over. So just be careful. Try to aim for the middle if you can to clear a path on the 3rd phase, because that's your best probability of landing on a cave entrance. Afterwards, after you defeat him, you have to go up to the top of that little cave. The Ankh will be sitting there. To the left is a hired hand body, or if you haven't gotten here, is, I believe, the Manny character from Spelunky 1, which is pretty cool. And to the right is a parachute crate. The crate will always have a parachute in it, if you don't have any piece of flight gear. Afterwards, if you're going for a Cosmic Ocean and you still have the bow, while there's Han Yai's bow, you can actually bomb 2. There's gonna be like a little piece of grass block or a push block, and you're gonna have to bomb down to that, and in there is gonna be an NPC called Waddler. Now Waddler, he can transfer items for you deeper into the caves. What you're gonna do is you're gonna store the Han Yai bow, I think it's called, in with Waddler, and you're just gonna sit on that bow until the end of the game. Don't even worry about the bow. That is if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean. You don't have to do this for the true ending. Only going to Cosmic Ocean, store the bow with Waddler, and you're good to go. After you defeat Almac, you'll notice that there are 2 doors leading out of the arena. One door will lead you to an area called the Tidepool, and the other door will lead you to an area called the Temple, or the Pharaoh's Temple, Anubis Temple, something like that. I don't have the name right off my head, but right top of my head, but yeah. The risks of the Tidepool are bear traps, just like in the jungle, and there's difficult platforming. There's a lot of the spikes. There's weird spike traps here. There's water in 4.2, and there's lava in 4.3 that make it difficult. But yeah, there's not too many difficulties in the Tidepool. The benefits are you get a really good weapon in 4.2, and you can keep it for a little while. There isn't really any hard traps here except tiki traps. It's just a really lax-free stage, unlike the Anubis Temple, which is a pain in the ass, which I'll discuss too, because you can complete the game through either way. Now, in the temple, there are hard traps. There are the Anubis guards, just like in Spelunky HD, which they will track your movements and try to crush you. They're basically like push blocks, except you can't push them. There are rampant curse debuffs. They are more prominent than they were in the jungle, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, in order to keep your flight gear, you're going to have to store it with Waddler, and after you complete the Pharaoh's Temple, you can grab it in the ice caves in 5.1, but you have to store it if you want to keep it. And the boss fight, you're gonna have to fight a boss again in this to get the secret ending. There's 2 boss fights in general, one in Tidepool, one in Temple, and to be honest, I feel that the Temple has a way harder boss fight plus boss arena. That stage where you fight the boss in the Temple is insanely hard, and I definitely do not recommend it, but if you want to go for it, it's all up to you. If you like the challenge, it's all you. But I'll discuss both methods so you get a full, complete guide and want to map out wherever you want to go. Map out the path, the route you want to take. So, one of the benefits of going to the temple is that you actually get access to the City of Gold. Now, the City of Gold can be used to really any extent. You can just go through the level. There's enemies there for more gold. There's enemies that drop gold there, and the whole place is made out of freaking gold. So you can blow up the entire place and get a bunch of gold. Another great benefit of actually going to the temple, and it's actually kind of useful, maybe the only reason for going to the temple I could really think off the top of my head, is that you can get a item called the Alien Compass. Now what the Alien Compass does is it actually will show you the path to the aliens in 5.1 if you want to go to the aliens mothership or lair. It's not really worth it, it's kind of hard, it's much more risk really. But after that, if you still have the Alien Compass, you can actually, if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean, you can find the exits a lot easier because the compass will work, the Alien Compass will work in the Cosmic Ocean. So that's one of 2 reasons why I see anyone go to the temple. So, for the Tidepool area, the objective in 4.1 is essentially just to get through to 4.2. In 4.2, you have to pick up Excalibur, which will spawn at the bottom of the map through any piece of headgear you got. If you have the Headjet or the Vlad's Crown, you can pick up Excalibur. It doesn't matter which area you went through, the jungle or Fakana. You just had to pick up the sword. Now, afterwards, in 4.3, you're going to want to drop your flammable flight gear and the Excalibur at the entrance. That way you don't lose them if you have flammable flight gear. If you have Vlad's Cape, you won't lose it, which is nice, because you're going to be basically swimming in lava. So, you're going to want to find a push block door or any cave entrance, and you're going to just want to go down all the way to the bottom. If you did any character side quests, like saved Van Horsling, if you went to the jungle, saved one of the 3 like vegetable people, they'll say, oh, I sense danger behind that door. That door is actually a one-way door. If you have Excalibur, you will lose it down there, so definitely drop it at the entrance. Go through the door, pick up the idol. You'll notice the powder boxes will explode above you, releasing all that lava. You'll die, go back to the entrance back to the start of the level. If you have flammable flight gear, now's your time to pick it up. So, I should mention this, I forgot to add this, again, feature editor Zach here. I forgot to add this in the original guide, but there has been a skip found. It's called Ankh Skip, and essentially you'll just have to break a lot of the tiles below the Ankh, or not the Ankh, the idol, and rope up to where it's a very tricky rope technique. If you want to look into it, I don't recommend it, only if you're not like an experienced Spelunky player. I personally don't do it a lot. I try to if I have like a jetpack or Vlad's Cape. You can do it with jetpack. It's easier with jetpack, but you can do it with Vlad's Cape. You'll only need spring boots and the climbing gloves. But if you want to get a full comprehensive guide, like I said, check out Xanagear's channel. He has a whole Ankh skip guide on his channel. So, go take it away again. Past Salty Cool Kid. Pick up Excalibur. Go down to the exit. Don't go into the exit. Look down, and there will be a secret entrance somewhere below the actual exit. And go down there, and you'll make it to the Tidepool boss fight. So, after you get to the secret entrance in 4.3, you'll end up in Abzu, which is the boss arena of Kingu. Now, Kingu is a super easy boss. It's a lot easier than Osiris in Anubis' temple, in that you need Excalibur, and all you need to do with Excalibur is just slash at the middle of Kingu's shell. It only takes about like 10 to 20 or 10 to 15 whacks, and Kingu should fall to the ground and should drop an item called the Tablet of Destiny. And we aren't going to look at this item. You can look at it, but it won't make sense now. But just grab the item, grab the damsel, usually at the end or the bottom of the stage or even at the entrance, and go on to the ice level. Alright, so let's rewind it back to the temple. So, if you want to go the temple route, which I do not advise, but if you want to go to it, it's simply when you defeat Almac, there are 2 exits, like I said. Go down below the first exit and you should reach the temple, Anubis' temple. So, in 4.1, the objective is to find Anubis. and kill him for his scepter. The scepter is the key to opening the City of Gold, and you need a piece of headgear, i.e. Flat's crown or headjet, to actually open up the entrance to the City of Gold. Now, in the City of Gold, you're going to want to find a giant Kali chamber where there's that big jackal head and the Kali table. Now, you're going to want to drop down from that height, land on the Kali table, and sacrifice yourself. If you have the Ankh, you will be revived, and you will end up in Duat, which is 4-4, and this is where you need to fight the boss to get the Tablet of Destiny. Keep in mind, you should have donated your flight gear to Wadler, because once you sacrifice yourself, you lose that gear forever, you can't go back. So, in Duat, you're going to want to go to the very top, watch out for that giant snake, because that just doesn't seem one shot, and the enemies here are a lot tougher than they are in Abzu, so you're just going to be careful of everything. I believe there is a booster pack here, so if you want to grab that, it's up to you. I wouldn't advise it only because it is a flammable piece of gear, and there are, I believe, some fire things in here. If I'm not mistaken, there's a lava pool. There's lava pools. I'm not sure if there's enemies that fire, but I'm pretty sure magma dudes spawn too. But yeah, and there are actually poisonous snakes here too, so be mindful of that. At the very tippy top, you'll see Osiris and a little Anubis guy. This is Anubis 2, and simply he's not like he is in 4-1. In this one, he just simply like raises his hand and a coffin will drop, either spawning one of the sorcerers, a vampire, or I believe the reviver guys, the revive people. So you're going to want to take him out, and then I believe you can actually damage Osiris that way, because now he's vulnerable. I'm not sure, I don't really go to Duat, but kill Osiris by simply chucking a bomb or whipping him. Whipping him is a very popular strategy because you could simply jump on his fists and just whip him like that. And then after that, don't actually jump into him. Fall down, because the Tablet of Destiny drops and he spawns a portal where he'll suck you in. And if you get stuck in that portal, there's no going back to Duat. So you need that Tablet of Destiny for the next step. So after 4-4, after both boss fights, you should end up at the Ice Caves. Now, the Ice Caves, there's not much to do here, so you can just simply go through the level. There is an optional boss fight. It's not required, but if you don't have spike shoes or a compass, yeah, I definitely recommend taking this boss fight on, especially if you have Excalibur, because Excalibur can one-shot the two optional bosses, the Yeti Queen and the Yeti King, and they both drop ropes, and I believe the Yeti Queen drops spike boots, and the Yeti King drops a compass, so that's very useful. So, after you're done the Ice Caves comes Neo Babylon. Now, Neo Babylon is a very dangerous place. I wouldn't recommend going in here with a jetpack. I really recommend the Vlad's Cape only because there's so many flammable triggers here. There's a lot of the spark traps are triggers, the laser traps are triggers for the explosion. Flaming corpses can even trigger the jetpack explosion. But that's just my advice. I'm going on a rant here. Anyway, so it's 6-1. You don't have to do anything. So just get through 6-1. 6-2, however, there is a hidden door, a hidden cave entrance. So go inside the little door, and you should find a huge open area of these little jar people. This is where the Tablet of Destiny comes in. You're gonna want to open your journal and find which little jar person or Yuja Habitat that you need in order to get to the next step. Now, you'll find that every description is different, so you'll need to grab the Tablet of Destiny on every run, and every time you grab the tablet, you'll constantly get that journal notification saying that the journal notification is something different. Here is a diagram of every facial expression, color, and symbol for the Yuja Eye. And what you're gonna have to do for the step is simply match your journal description with the one that seems the most fitting. I feel like the hardest part about this step is honestly the elevators. Watch the elevators, get to a safe spot, get to an enclosed area, and watch the elevators. I've had so many runs where I've actually gotten crushed by the elevators in the Yuja Eye room. It is very annoying. So pick the one that most closely resembles the entry in your journal and make it out safely to 6-3. If you don't grab the right one, the run is over. But if you do grab the right one, it'll shake in the next level, 6-3, and it should hatch into a mount called Quillen. Now, this mount is used to traverse the barrier of lasers in the Tiamat boss fight, so be very, very careful, because Quillen is essentially just a regular mount and it's not invincible. It can die, as it did in my run. I took a run today and mine died on me, so run was pretty much over. Couldn't get to the secret ending, but it can die. But also it has an infinite flight capability. If you hold A or whatever button you used to fly or would jump with, it will fly indefinitely. It has no restrictions, so keep that in mind. So the Tiamat boss fight, you can skip Tiamat entirely. There's pretty much no point in killing her. It's just gonna waste supplies. But since you have Quillen, if you made it this far, you have Quillen. Fly up with Quillen and traverse the laser barrier. The laser trap is a bit tough to get by, but Quillen can fly indefinitely, so I'd say fly in intervals and tap, feather the A button or whatever you used to play with. Feather that key, and you should be able to make it. Okay, so I should mention that there is another skip in the secret ending. There's a lot of skips. There's another skip called Quillen Skip. Now, Quillen Skip is ridiculously hard to do. It isn't like Ankh Skip where you keep Quillen or you find a way to get him into another area. What it is that you skip the Yuja Eye entirely, and you go in with either a jetpack. Maybe we do it with Valid Escape. I haven't seen a lot of people do it with Valid Escape. I've seen a lot of people do it with jetpack, but essentially you fly up with Quillen, or not Quillen, your jetpack. You use the bubbles to get high enough, and you don't even need Quillen, but it's insanely hard to pull off. You need climbing gloves too, actually, so to climb on the walls, and then you need to hop into the lasers. There's little holes where the lasers fire out of, and you need to hop on them. I don't recommend it because it is insanely dangerous. I've had many runs where when Quillen dies, I will attempt to do Quillen Skip, but I don't have a jetpack, so it doesn't work for me. But it is insanely hard to do. I don't advise it, but if you want to do it, so if you want a good guide or a good practice area, check out Idyllic Flames video on it. He actually inputs seeds, and it's an optimized run where you can practice the Quillen Skip a lot better. I do not recommend Quillen Skip. It's insanely hard to pull off. If you mess up anything in Quillen Skip, you are screwed. If you mess up anywhere in the laser barrier trap, you're screwed. The only way you get out of it is you get lucky and hit the ocean floor, and if you're not lucky, you hit Tiamat, and fall damage kills now. So yeah. Back to the original guide on how to complete the game, the way the game was supposed to be beaten. The A button or whatever you used to play with, feather that key, and you should be able to make it through. pretty easily. It does take a little bit of practice. You probably won't get it on your first try. I know I didn't. But once you understand that crucial tip where it can fly indefinitely, it makes the whole barrier, whole challenge insanely easy. But afterwards, you'll get up to the door, and there should be, it's either on the left and right, it's randomized. Toon should be there, the lady who if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean and you did her moon challenge, she should be there, and she should say congratulate you on getting this far. If you didn't kill her or rob her or whatever, she should say congratulations on making this far. You go in the door, and there should be a giant Almac ship. Just board the Almac ship and watch the cutscene, and you'll make it onto 7-1. So, congratulations if you made it this far to 7-1. It's really a hard process, but from here on out, it's pretty simple. The Sunken City is a pretty difficult place to traverse, though. There are a lot of hard enemies. There are a lot of poisonous traps, too, so be careful. But if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean, in 7-1, 7-2, or 7-3, Toon will spawn a shop called the Sun Challenge. Now, the Sun Challenge is a rigorous challenge which puts you up against a buttload of enemies that keep on spawning. It is all to get the Arrow of Light for the Cosmic Ocean run. If you want to, if you're going for Cosmic Ocean, this step is necessary, but if you don't, you can skip this step entirely. So, if you want to do the Sun Challenge, it is completely optional, but what I prefer to do is personally kill Toon, because the Sun Challenge is ridiculously hard, and it is not worth the risk in trying to just complete it and lose a bunch of hearts. And you can get cursed in there, which is insanely risky and terrible. But you could simply kill Toon, bomb open the Sun Challenge room and grab the Sun Arrow, and you'll be good to go. Waddler will also spawn in 7-1. There is a cave door where Waddler will spawn in, and you need to grab the bow if you're going to Cosmic Ocean. So grab the bow, and in 7-2, 7-3, or 7-1, Toon will spawn in the shop, and you simply go in, grab the bow. You don't need the arrow from the bow, from the original Moon Challenge. You don't need that arrow, you can just shoot that off. But you do need the Sun Arrow, so load the Heyo Everyone with the Sun Arrow, and you're good to go. Anyway, so if you're not going for Cosmic Ocean, just disregard all that. Simply just make your way through 7-1 to 7-3. Kali's Kapala is insanely recommended. It helps a lot here. But yeah. Now to 7-4, which is the final boss. 7-4 is where you fight the final boss of the game, and this boss is Hundun. Now, it's important to not try and kill Hundun as he's climbing up to you. There is a much easier way, and it simply is just to go up as far as possible. When Hundun is chasing you, a level of spikes comes up beneath him to force you up, so just shoot straight up. When you get up, you'll notice this giant arena. This is Hundun's stopping point. Wait for him up here, and if you're lucky, he'll get hit by a poison arrow, resulting in a very easy death, just a waiting game for him to die of poison. This is where the final fight should take place. If you do happen to kill him, the spikes won't stop rising until it gets to the top, so there really is no point in trying to fight him on the bottom. I really do recommend just going up as fast as possible and waiting for him up there. That way you have an actual chance against Hundun. From here, you can use any method available to kill Hundun. You know, bombs, sticky bombs, stomping on his head with spike boots, shotgun, anything. Eventually, the heads will take enough damage. The two heads are the weak point, I forgot to mention. No heads will trigger a second phase. They both shoot fireballs at you, so if you have any flammable flight gear, I really do advise you to be careful and not try to get hit by the heads. So essentially what he'll do is he'll just fly back and forth up to you, trying to reach you. He will still break some blocks if, I believe, one of his heads reaches under your block that you're standing on. So try and, if he's flying up to you, try and go to the left and try not to have him break certain areas, because he will break the regenerative blocks, but the regenerative blocks don't do anything to him, and the regenerative blocks will just stay in the middle of the arena. Afterwards, once he's taken enough damage, the heads will explode. One head will be left, or if you take out both heads will be dead, and the door to the exit will actually open, and you'll beat the game if you're not going for Cosmic Ocean. Congrats, the unlock is dope, enjoy. But if you're going to the Cosmic Ocean, for all my Cosmic Ocean boys out there, you want the Heyo Eye bow from Waddler and the Sun Arrow from the Sun Arrow Challenge. After Hundun is defeated, he will drop down and his eye will be tracking you. Now shoot the Arrow of Light from the Heyo Eye bow, and a portal should open up, putting you in the Cosmic Ocean. Now the game ends at level 99. So good luck, and don't touch the celestial jellies because they one-shot. Alright, so in the Cosmic Ocean, I forgot to mention, there are these 3 orbs that you have to break, and once you break them, the celestial jellies will then open up. They will start to chase you. They do one-shot, as I said, as you've seen. But try and find these orbs. I believe there's 2 or 3 of them. I think there's more and more RNG. I'm not sure, but yeah, enjoy Cosmic Ocean if you went there, and yeah. So that about does it on how to get to the Cosmic Ocean / Sunken City / secret ending. I'm gonna give a few tips at the end of the video on things you should do and items you should grab, so if you want to stick around, you can. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't. I don't know, whatever you want to do, I don't care. Thanks for watching if you did. Okay, so tip number 1 is to definitely grab the Kapala. Now, the Kapala is, if you don't know what it is, it's essentially, if you kill enemies, you try to drain their blood, and it gives you more hearts for every enemy you kill. A lot of enemies in the game, they will drop blood, and essentially just run over the blood, and if you fill up the Kapala, to a certain point, it'll give you a heart. This is crucial almost in every run. I try to go for Kapala as much as possible because it is so useful. I'd say try to get it as early as possible, that way you'll have enough hearts for any encounter of your run, and you'll just be safer from minor mishaps and any traps that you get hit by or something like that. So my second tip is that Jetpack is optional but more dangerous. I prefer Vlad's Cape. Although it is inferior, it offers more protection. Jetpack in this game has been nerfed. It is literally a death trap almost sometimes. A lot of my runs have ended in Neo Babylon because of the spark traps and the laser traps. It is insanely annoying and upsetting to just go through this whole game and then get one shot by a spark trap. So I would recommend getting Vlad's Cape only because it doesn't do this. And even in the Neo Babylon step, if you have Quillin and you have enough hearts, Quillin will not survive the jetpack blast. I've had times where Quillin shoots fireballs at an enemy and the enemy comes back at me and runs over. So it's up to you. I wouldn't recommend jetpack. Vlad's Cape is far safer but far inferior than jetpack, so it's personal choice. But Vlad's Cape is less reckless. Number 3, scores also optional. Can lead to death or better score. Be careful with idols and curse pots. Now, I've died a lot of the time trying to get a better score. It's a very like, I would recommend if you don't care about score, then don't care about score, or don't care about money, because it is essentially like almost like a trap in Spelunky, where you'll try to just grab like a gold, but like there's a UFO falling at you in the ice caves, or like if you try and grab the idol and you don't know the trap, or you trying to dodge a trap, but it's just weird. The trap just comes up and mauls you and just instant one-shots you. It's a bit annoying, so I'd be careful about that unless you're going for high scores, unless you're really good at the game. Go for it if you want. It's very risky, but it's also very rewarding if you want a high score. I don't really care though. Madame Tusk's Palace of Pleasure offers a lot of hearts, but it is time consuming in Tidepool. Now, in Tidepool, in 4-1 to 4-2 and 4-3, I believe. I'm not sure if you can spawn 4-3, but in 4-1 and 4-2, Madame Tusk offers you that dice rolling game. Now, that dice rolling game is basically like the same from the shopkeep, regular shopkeep. But if you win 5 times, you get to go to Madame Tusk's Palace of Pleasure. It's basically like a bunch of free hearts and a bunch of... I think you can take the idol, but I'm not sure. I'm too scared to every time. I think she's gonna get mad at me. But I'm not sure. There's also a Kali table there too, if you want to get a royal jelly. But there's that, but it's very time consuming to try to get there. To get there, you need to get all of her prizes from her game, which is 5 prizes. You need to win 5 times. It's complete RNG. It is time consuming. I have ran out the clock and have gotten the ghost on me, and it's a very stressful thing. If you get lucky, you'll get a leprechaun level, which is insanely helpful. It is rewarding, but it is time consuming and can lead to death from ghosts, so do it at your own discretion. I wouldn't say always go for it, but if you want, it could help you later on. Robbing shopkeep optional. Good in the moment, but bad in the long run. Yeah, only do this if you really want that item or really need that item, because robbing shopkeep isn't the best idea, say if you're going to black market, or if you are going to black market and you need the Headgear, you don't have enough money. Definitely rob shopkeep, because you need that item to progress to get to the secret ending. So definitely rob them in black market. Only rob them if, say, you had a bad gold run, you really need that item, or I don't know. But don't rob them don't rob them every run. Rob them only certain runs, because then it'll go to like a repetitive cycle, and then money won't really be a factor in runs, and then you won't want to explore as much, and you'll lose sight of certain things. Like maybe if you rob them like 1-2 and 1-3, the Yuja Eye spawns, like, oh, gold doesn't matter, so I'm not gonna look for it. But I don't know, it's just a weird mentality. But if you want, it's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it. I only recommend it when they fill out enough gold, or you really want that item, and maybe you spent too much money in the shop already, so do what you want to do. And that's essentially it. Those are all the tips I have. So I'll also share a guide / diagram I made of all the steps I would take in a normal run. So alrighty, since I'm actually insane, I made this diagram to document a run, I guess, or any run, I don't know. So we're gonna start the beginning. So you want to grab as much gold as possible in 1-1. 1-2, equip yourself, get a bomb box or spike boots, spring boots, pitcher's mitt, or the mountain climbing glove. And between any of these levels, definitely get the Kapala, because it's mega useful. 1-3 is basically nothing. I forgot to say grab Yuja Eye here. I don't know. We'll grab Yuja Eye in 1-4. Definitely kill Quillback, the boss, in 1-4, because he drops a bomb box and a turkey. So, yeah. But if you're going to the jungle, don't buy, save your gold, or scavenge as much gold as you can and grab cursed pots in the jungle. Alright, so Volcana, I'd say don't grab flight gear, Cosmic Ocean, complete Tons Challenge and get the bow, and then go through and obtain Headgear. Let's get it's meta. And then obtain Headjet from Black Market, buy a jetpack or other piece of flight gear there while you're at it, so it's mega useful. And then, after you're done, Volcana in the jungle, you defeat Almac for the Ankh. or if you're going to Cosmic Ocean, you store the bow with Waddler. It's in that little cave thing, as it's in the video. So I said Anubis Temple. I said screw this because I hate the Anubis Temple. I said literally go to Tidepool. Go to maybe useful Madam Tusk, win hearts, win 5 times for hearts later on. Can become timeless consuming. And then 4-2 is when you grab Excalibur. Okay, Madam Tusk can spawn at 4-2. So then 4-3, you drop Excalibur. You find the one-way door. You pick up the idol and die by lava. Revive with Ankh at start. And then pick up Excalibur again. Go beneath the exit and go to secret exit. And then you go right to Kingu, the hidden boss. Aim for the middle boss by slashing at it with the sword. You grab the Tablet of Destiny. It's funny looking. I like that drawing. So then you grab that, and then you go right on to the ice caves. So the current objective is to survive. Yeti bosses are optional but useful if you need ropes or spike shoes or compass. And then it's on to Neo Babylon. Nothing much to survive. Careful with flight gear, as spark traps and force field traps can ignite flammable flight gear. Example: jetpack, hover pack, or booster pack, and hover pack don't equal with the force field trap or the bat trap. So then in 6-2 you find the Yuja Eye from Tablet of Destiny. You find your correct one. Little room spawns here. And then once you grab the right one, Quinlan hatches from the correct jar. Keep it alive for next level. And you go to 6-4, which is Tiamat, and you skip her. You skip her by flying up with Quinlan. You get past the barrier, Tongue congratulates you, and then you board the Almac ship. And then you go on to the last page. So that you should reach the Sunken City. Survive here for 7-1, 7-3. A ton of shop spawns if you're doing the Cosmic Ocean. And you can rob hers mega easier that way. And then no, you can't just rob me and get the sun arrow so easily. Bombs go boom. And then you go to 7-4, which is a boss fight of Hundun. Don't fight him on the bottom. If you kill him on the bottom, spikes still rise. Take him down, sticky bomb, spike boots, shotgun, pretty much anything. Fight him in the above arena, which would look like that. And both heads are weak points. Aim for them to defeat Hundun. And then heads will shrink to become like little nipples. I was pretty booked up when I wrote this. After he's dead, exit opens up. But if you're going to Cosmic Ocean, use bow from Waddler after Hundun is defeated on Hundun's eye. It would look like that. Little stubs right there. Shoot it here. Air of light, sunlight. Portal opens. Cosmic Ocean entry, and then the end. Good luck in the Cosmic Ocean. Don't touch celestial jellies; they one-shot. And that's pretty much the guide. Yeah. If you damage, right? Alright, that's better. If you all enjoyed, please leave a like. This was very time consuming. As you can probably tell, this took so long to get. So glad I got it and I could get out a guide for you guys. I wanted to try something new, and it was very difficult, but it was also very fun trying to create everything, like record all my stuff, like runs, and yeah. So thank you guys so much. I hope this helps if you're playing Spelunky 2. I'll see you later. Peace.
Yeah, man, hey, Hello from Jamaica. Hey, 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 hey. Listen, man. Subscribe to Salty Cool Kid 101 D. Best channel on YouTube. Yeah, man. Baba Boy. And follow him on Twitch at Salty Cool Kid 101. Hey, bye now, me brothers. Yeah, man.